Good morning, all. On behalf of Vidyarka College of Engineering, Mysuru, and the team of ESL Aspera and Institution Innovation Council, IAC, we are organizing a webinar on entrepreneurship and innovation as career opportunity. On this auspicious occasion, I'd like to welcome the torchbearer of our institution, Dr. B. Gowda, sir, on his absence. So, on behalf of the college and the team of IIC, I'd like to convey my heartiest welcome to our beloved principal, Dr. B. Gowda, sir. And I'd like to convey my welcome to Dean Research and Development and President of Indian Innovation Institution Council, IIC, Dr. G.B. Krishnappa, sir, who is in charge of on the event that has been organized as a part of IIC. On behalf of the team of IIC, I'd like to welcome Dr. G.B. Krishnappa, sir. And with respect to the event, first I'd like to welcome the panelist, Mr. Prakash, who is from NeuroFlares, on the Department of ESL Aspera and IAC team. I'd like to convey my warmest, heartfelt thanks to Mr. Prakash. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
And I'd like to convey my warmest welcome to Mr. Sharath Patil, who is a proud alumni of your institution and who is working for Fund My Crop. So we welcome you, Sharath Patil. Sharath, are you there?
Thank you, sir. Sorry, I was on mute. Thank you so much.
A warm welcome from the VVC family. And I'd like to convey my warmest welcome to Mr. Sathwik, again, who is a proud alumni of VVCE, and he is going to be recognized as a part of ESL and also IIC. On behalf of the Department of ESL and the VVC family, I would like to convey my heartfelt welcome to you. Welcome, Sathwik.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
And I would like to welcome Ms. Ganya Janardhan and Saundarya Shivam, who is going to host this event. Okay, a warm welcome to the organizers, the host of the event. Welcome you.
Thank you, sir.
And on behalf of the team of IIC and Vidyarka College of Engineering, I'd like to welcome all the participants, that is teaching and non-teaching faculties, and the student participants from the various department and the various college. A warm welcome to each one of you. Now, I'd like to hand over the platform to Ms. Ganya Janardhan and Saundarya Shivam, who is going to host the show event. Thank you one and all. And our Dean Research and Development, Dr. G.B. Krishnappa sir, has joined the meeting. On behalf of Vidyarka College of Engineering and the team of IIC, I convey my warm welcome to Dr. G.B. Krishnappa sir. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. With us, we have the panelists Sharath Patil and Prakash and Sathwik.
Very nice, sir. Very nice.
Yes. Yes. Now I request Ms. Ganya Janardhan and Saundarya Shivam to take over the session, please.
Thank you, sir. A pleasant good afternoon to all the dignitaries, faculties, panelists, and all the students who are attending the meeting. I am Ganya J, 5th SEM Computer Science Engineering student at VVC. Today, I am here as the moderator for this event. I hope everyone gains a lot of knowledge and information from this panel discussion. So now let's get into the main part of the event. The topic for today is entrepreneurship as career opportunities. So basically, we all will be having an idea of what entrepreneurship is. But let us now explore and learn how it can be a great career opportunity for all of us. I hope this platform provides all of us an entrepreneurship stage to showcase our ideas. And today we'll learn a lot about the startup, management, finance, everything through this panel discussion. So let's get started. For the start, I would love to ask all our three panelists what we'd love to know more about your companies and more about you. Sharath sir, would you like to start?
Yeah, Ganya, thank you. Thank you for the introduction. So I had a company called Fund My Crop. So before that, this is my third venture after one successful venture and after one failure. Basically, we started Fund My Crop as a crowdfunding platform for farmers, and I failed in that model. And now we have tweaked the model wherein we connect farmers to consumers through technology through a B2B2C engagement, as in we supply to retail shops, and from shops we do hyper local deliveries. We were operational in Mysore from 1.5 years, and we have recently launched in Bangalore. Just 15 days back, we've started our office in Bangalore. So we are preparing all launch for January to go big in Bangalore. So Fund My Crop enables anybody to connect and buy from a nearby farmer. And later on, we intend to create a platform wherein consumers can rate farmers and also, contribute them in terms of donating, funding, and also buying from them. So it's more like you have Uber for drivers. We want to create a platform same for farms. Yes.
Oh, thank you, sir. That is very interesting. I find it very interesting. Prakash, sir, can you please tell us about your company?
Yes, Ganya. So, hi everybody. I am Prakash, CEO NeuroFlares. So, we started NeuroFlares about 3 years back, and NeuroFlares is a service-based IT startup, and we are working in several fields such as Android, web, desktop, mixed reality, and we are also working on IoT devices like Raspberry Pi and so on. So we are very small but a powerful team of 10. Everybody are really good in their own areas. So personally, I try to maintain a balance between spirituality and work life. And I feel that everybody should learn meditation, which is required the most than ever before.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sathwik, sir, can you please tell us about your company?
Sure, Ganya. Hello, everyone. Good morning. My full name is Sathwik Gowda, and I started my venture, that is Msmavas Private Limited, when I was in a third semester of my engineering. And what we are doing right now is, we do network auditing and energy auditing for Dhanlakshmi Bank branches in Mysore, Bangalore, and Tumkur locations. And we also work as a vendor for an IT company from Kerala. And apart from that, we have, our core product is Farmcent, wherein, we are enabling customers or any individuals to book their saloons or, personal care services online. We are yet to go live on Mysore. We are setting up the infrastructures right now.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Sharath, sir, how did you know when you had the right idea for the company you started?
So I started my entrepreneurship journey when I was in third semester. Basically, my exposure to this kind of career option primarily came from Aspera. I was an ESL core member of Aspera and also an e-reader. So I had a great alumni network. My seniors were really great who could help me to get exposure in this kind of career options. So I would probably, the primary factor why I'm into this career is because of what PVC provided me. So one beautiful thing about this college is it is not about what they provide as a structure, but what you find out for yourself in this campus. So I was a very introvert till my PU. Most of us are kind of studious and we do not like public speaking and stuff. But from third semester, I found myself in a very different environment, and I found my new skills in VVC. Aspera was a driving factor. I'm not very much updated about how Aspera is now, because of the work I have now. But Aspera was amazing for me to kind of get my baby steps into how to run business, and how anybody can start up without finance and any of that. So it is not coming back to the question. It is not about idea. Basically, it is about problem. So your idea does not really matter as long as you're solving the problem and people are willing to pay for that. So if you're not a startup, if you're not making money, right? Money in terms of rupees or dollars does not matter. But the primary factor should be that within, let's say, 2 or 3 months of your launch of your idea, you should be able to start getting paid. Amount does not matter, but people should be willing to pay for that, right? So the question itself is wrong. It's not about idea. It is about how you find the right problem to solve and how you can monetize that. Okay. So the first problem we solved in college was access to students for a very costly training programs. My peers and my seniors and juniors could not afford, Intel hackathons or cyber security workshops, which were very costly, which were IBM Watson workshops. There were certain hackathons wherein students from tier 2 cities could not even enter because entry barrier was very high. So me and my partner got into these events. We paid like 20-30,000 for 2 to 3 days workshops there. We would learn A to Z everything. I was very active in Internet of Things. I'm a EC student. So we would learn everything there and then come back and teach to students for a very low price. So we would charge anywhere from 200 rupees to maximum 600 rupees and conduct workshops. So till I graduated, I was parallelly doing this with Aspera. Um, so Aspera activities were going on. I was also in college fests, all that, different curriculum activities. So my aim every semester was to maintain attendance, obviously, but also to create a stack of certificates who would support my attendance. So I found not only technical education in BBC, but overall, exposure, whatever I could get out of that campus, that really helped me. Um, uh, so yeah, that is it. So if I debated, I'm really sorry, but yeah.
No, sir. It was actually very nice to hear everything from you.
Yeah.
Sathwik, sir, can you tell us, was the startup an individual effort, or did you have a team behind you to help you out?
Obviously, nothing big is going to be an individual effort, right? So even just to organize this event, I don't think any individual would have did it, right? It is the team that makes things better. Anything an individual can do, a team will be able to do it better, right? So of course, when we start, when it is just an idea, you are going to be an individual, but it is very much important to connect with like-minded people and discuss your idea, get your opinion, get their opinions, and they'll most importantly, the people who are critics, you just talk to them and understand what how you can improvise their idea. And once you are connected with your like-minded team, there now you start working with them and you understand if they share your vision. And that is how you build a team. And of course, it is a team effort.
Thank you, sir. Prakash, sir, would you tell your thoughts on this question?
Okay, so I totally agree with Sathwik. Obviously, we cannot do anything big without a team. But of course, we need to have a team that can stick on in the long run. So we just started off with a team of two. In the beginning, we were working on a product that involved image processing, but back then we used to use only traditional image processing methods. But slowly we integrated artificial intelligence into our product, which was a great success only for the product side. But when it comes to sales, we couldn't launch the product because of the big bottleneck that was the funding. So we needed a lot of money for the GPU servers that has to be maintained. So we had to put a pause and then move on to freelancing. So when we started getting some projects, that is where we started to grow our team. So yeah, nothing wrong as an individual to start, but in the long run, definitely you need a powerful team that can believe in the company's goals and ideas, but they should really stick on in the long run.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Uh, Sharath, sir, can you tell us how can we become good leaders, or what are the qualities one must possess to become a good leader?
So I'll give a typical example which will be most relevant to students in campus now. Good leaders probably out of every batch are people who are active in every other event, not just in studies. And in today's market, both for technical career and non-technical career, you should ensure that you have people skills. Okay. Uh, so in our batch, college really struggled to get get us exposure on how to speak, soft skills. We had soft skills trainings as well on the campus. Uh, but the way I got exposure of this campus from initial days, I felt I did not need those soft skill training at all because I had learned it on my own. So, if you want to become a leader, one major thing is right from your second, third semesters, start getting into different things in campus, in and out of campus, and do not restrict your degree to only VVC campus. There are a lot of events happening inter college, right? I mean, the management is so supportive that they will endorse you for a lot of events across different colleges. uh, for example, when we started in third semester for this technical training startup I had, in next two semesters, the reference from HODs and management was so well that we could train in 17 different colleges, right in 6 months period of time. Okay, so we did, and there were funny incidents wherein we had to go and showcase ourselves that we are graduated already in order to train our seniors. So we were in third years and we would train fourth year students. So we had to portray that as well. So there were funny incidents in those aspects as well. So in every batch, the person who is getting everything. See, there are people. There were some of my friends who were amazing at event organizing, but not so great at studies. These are typical core team of college fests, and they run around, they get things done, they get their hands dirty first time with a vendor. They pay, they get sponsorships, right? These are the baby steps in entrepreneurship. Yeah, so these are the people who would later go on to startup or probably get into an MBA or marketing jobs, right? So I think those are the small leaders which are which get shaped in campus. Uh, I have a typical example of my friend as well. I don't want to name him. He was a topper of his branch of his branch of my batch actually. uh, Amazing brains, but because of he is not outspoken, and it is not that he is not good in English. He had amazing vocabulary, he could speak really well, but he did not have people skills. So he had to struggle even after degree to land a job. uh, so there were certain instances like that. So in this world wherein you can learn everything online, even there is open degrees and open schooling available, ensure that you make use of your engineering, that 4 comfortable years of your life, to contribute to overall development. If you don't like speaking, go put yourself in front of 50 people, create a workshop, let it flop, but put yourself on stage, speak in front of people. Everybody can improvise, and once you start enjoying, wherein that you're not scared of public speaking or getting on stage or communicating with random people, I think that 50% of your leadership is done. So there is 50% skill required and 50% obviously a people skills. Yep.
Oh, thank you, sir. I think this is all what we needed. We lack, so many of us lack confidence and all those stuff. So we have to buck up ourselves and learn from what you're telling. Sathwik, sir, what was your major in engineering, and are you working in the core field now?
Yeah, I am a electronics and communication engineering student basically. And to answer your question, up to an extent, yes, and up to an extent, again, no. That is, when we are talking about energy and network auditing for the bank, the Dhanlakshmi Bank that we are doing, and the vendor project that we are doing for an IT company in Kerala, that is, something related to what I studied, of course. And Fine-Tran, again, that is not, something related to what I studied, but again, that is, a passion of mine, I can say.
Thank you, sir. Prakash, sir, what are the skills you learned in engineering and are they helpful now?
Okay, so I graduated from mechanical engineering in 2014. So for me personally, what matters the most is the moral values that we learn. Apart from that, when it comes to the technical aspects, it's not really limited to what we learn during engineering, but when we develop a product, we keep learning new things and keep implementing. So, particularly in my case, I can say that we had learned 3D modeling. So, we are trying to automate the assembly of 3D modeling, and then we're also using 3D point clouds, and then a concept from operational research. That is, we are optimizing the bar cutting, the metal bar cutting. So there are a couple of concepts that we are using, and of course, coding is always there. But I learned coding after graduation. So during graduation, I didn't had any plans for startup. But after graduation, I self-taught myself coding. That too, I didn't purchase any paid course, but I had to just go through some of the YouTube tutorials, and then I used to try and tweak things by my own.
Thank you, sir. Sathwik, sir, can you tell us some important points to keep in mind while starting something new?
See, basically, starting something new, I don't think you should keep some points in your mind before you are starting something new. If you have an idea and if you think it is worth experimenting, you should go for it, right? So that should be your approach, because the 20s is the age to experiment, not to get a job and get things settled there, right? So if you are not able to take a risk in your 20s, then of course you're not going to take it in your 30s, right? So but again, the thought of what is, if I should go ahead with this idea, or if I should go ahead and start this thing, that is something that builds up with a personality, right? So you also asked a question right there, right? How do you be a good leader there, right? So it's a matter of building personalities, right? So I think college is the best place to build your personality, and I totally agree with whatever Sharath told there, right? So I didn't personally, I didn't think like what should be the points I should keep in mind when I'm starting something new. I had an idea, and if I have an opportunity, if I have people along with me who believe in that, I can go ahead and start it. Is what I believe. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sathwik, sir, can you tell us what was your approach to marketing?
See, approach to marketing always differs from one business to another business, of course. But one thing that remains constant is knowing your market, right? So, irrespective of what business you are doing, understanding your target audience is the first thing that you have to do. So now we are here to discuss on entrepreneurship, right? So now we know the audience here are interested in taking up entrepreneurship as a career, or at least they are exploring that. Now if we come ahead and group these people, and we talk about photography, or maybe astronomy, so at least 50% of them would run away, right? So it is very much important to understand who you are addressing. So knowing your market is the first and foremost thing that you need to do. And for every business we are planning today, we are not asking them to just buy a product, right? So even just taking an example of Sharath Patil's startup, that is which enables people to buy their groceries, vegetables and fruits online through the app, right? Or even what we are doing, that is enabling your yourself to book your saloon appointment or beauty care services online. So when we are bringing up this kind of platforms, we are not just doing a business, but we are asking our customers to change their behavior itself, right? So whenever you are coming up with something new, you are requiring a behavioral change from your customer, right? So let's say for an example, 5 years ago, if you need to reach a railway station on a public transportation system, so your option would be either to go to the bus stand to get your bus, or go to an auto stand, or just stand by the road and wave your hand for the moving autos there. So now you can the way now we are booking our transportation is through an app. So that is a behavioral change, right? That is not going to happen overnight, right? So for that, understanding your customer and doing enough research is important. And my approach towards marketing is always know your audience best. That is the whole point here.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Sharath sir, can you tell us your approach towards marketing?
Yes, so Sathwik said it right. It depends on the business. But me and Sathwik relate a little because we are prominently into B2C. Okay. So one major line to draw is if you are a business to consumer kind of company or business to business kind of company. Okay. I think with respect to Prakash, it is more of business to business kind of engagement, because he takes projects from businesses and he serves to different businesses. While me and Sathwik, we have direct engagement with customers ourselves uh, through online or offline, does not matter. Okay. Usually the base rule is in business to business, the organic. So there are two methods in this again. Okay. So first major thing is B2B and B2C, business to business and B2 business to consumers. And in each of them, there is organic and inorganic marketing. Okay. Organic marketing is wherein, your service or your product is so good that people start buying on their own, word of mouth spreads. Inorganic marketing is wherein you spend for marketing, for ads and stuff like that. Okay. So majorly coming in that for myself, so organic in terms of B2C, which is mine, business to consumers, happens primarily through word of mouth and goodwill. Okay. So if somebody likes a service for the first time, they will refer to their friends. A lot of you might have referred Uber, Ola, or Rapid or whatever it is to your friends, right? So that is word of mouth. It happens on goodwill. What happens in B2B in terms of organic is on the reputation. So for a business like Prakash is heading, a lot happens on his previous projects, the results, the portfolio, the reputation he has built in this market, right? So based on that previous work, the next company would be willing to give him a better project. I think he'll be able to explain it way better. So this is how the preliminary skeleton of marketing is. The channels are different. Obviously, there are standard 19 channels. You can search, you know, uh, all possible marketing channels on Google. You'll just find it right away. There are not more than 19 different marketing channels. This includes social media, email marketing, events, uh, uh, stuff like that. Referrals programs, discount programs, right? All these different kind of methods are there. But choosing the right channel is very important. And when you take a decision in entrepreneurship for your idea, uh, the first thing you'll have to do is create a business model where who is the paying customer, how much can I charge him, how much is he willing to pay, and after that targeting the customer. So segmentation of where should you market, to whom should you sell, is the first question we should answer before even starting marketing. So once we have that clear picture of what is the age group, what is the gender, what is the geography, and what is their affluence, as in how much income are they getting from their jobs, right? So once you have clarity on who is the right customer for you, then you can select channels for that. So for example, for Sathwik, the ideal customer would be a youngster probably, right? I mean, the early adopter. So once the brand is built, elderly people also would kind of get into the platform. But uh, fashion enthusiasts or the younger generation is his kind of target. So he would be focusing more on social media or specifically Instagram to run his ads and start converting. For me, even though social media works for me, the decision makers are moms, because moms are the people. I mean, they are the ones who will cook, right? So we are connecting farmers to them, and even though the fathers, the middle-aged people like the concept and share, they are not going to buy end of the day. It is the ladies who buy. So for them, we target specifically on Facebook only, and we have spent on Instagram and YouTube and different channels, and you have to experiment as well. So for your brand, based on your logo, based on your service, there is a learning curve. So in marketing, it is not that you put money and right away you get orders. You experiment, you shortlist, you spend money, you lose a little money to learn out of it, and then look on what is working out for you, and then kind of double down on that, right? So we spent like in Mysore, we spent almost around 2.5 to 3 lakhs on marketing, and the business we could get is around 2.5 lakhs in 2 months. And then what it taught us was Google was not working out for us. Google ads were a waste of money, which was like opposite of what we had thought. Then YouTube did work well, but it was only for youngsters. Youngsters would come on the platform but would not buy, right? Like if college students are marketed, they would come and say, okay, the idea is good, but they are not the decision makers. They don't buy vegetables and fruits, right? But the same target is ideal for Swiggy or Zomato, because the youngsters would love to go out, have food or order food, right? So it all depends on first understanding your customer, shortlisting it very, very shrewdly. And if you think that your customers are of different categories, then create categories. Uh, so based on that categories, then second step is to cut down on the channels. Do you want to do newspapers? Do you want to do only social media? Do you want to do through events, right? So then after you select these channels, then create a budget for that and start. That's how you do marketing. So there's a method for that. Everything of this what I'm talking is available on YouTube. So nothing is new or hidden. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Prakash, sir, can you please tell us about your approach to marketing?
Okay. So in my case, I don't have to market a lot. Like Sharath said, it's just B2B in my business. But what's most important is that the trust that you build. So that's what gets you the next project. But when it comes to Sharath and Sathwik's work, it requires intense marketing. Apart from that, I just use social media to post job ads whenever there are openings. That is pretty much it. Because first product what we used to work was targeting banks ATM. So we used to provide security from the video footage that was recorded from CCTV cameras. So the security what we're providing was based on human activity. So since we had used AI, we the product was doing well, but whenever it comes to investment, the people who saw the demo, they used to step back. So the only marketing part which I did was just reaching out to the banks and giving demo presentation, and then here in NeuroFlares, it's already just a matter of trust. That's all.
Thank you, sir. So, did you experience any failures? If so, what did you learn from it?
So, like in Sharath, I think we both share the same journey a little, because I have one successful and one failure work. So the first failure was the product which we were planning to launch. Like I said, we couldn't raise a lot of funds. The product was doing well though, so we had got patented as well. Not complete patent, but a provisional patent. So back then, about 5 6 years ago, we didn't had a lot of schemes from government. So we had to pay our IP lawyers, that is intellectual property lawyers. So the fee was around 40,000 just to get the provisional patent. That too, we had to reach out to Bangalore as we couldn't find any IP lawyers here in Mysore. So I think I learned a lot of things the hard way, as I was not part of any clubs or Aspera during my graduation days. Um, yeah, so we couldn't get funds. We had to put pause on the product, and then we shifted to freelancing.
Sharath sir, at the start you mentioned about a failure. Is this the same what Prakash sir told, or is it something else?
No, what Prakash meant was that we have the same similar path. So he was in a
Okay.
different venture, I was in a different venture. But yeah, one success, one failure, and third success going on.
So what did you learn from the failure you saw?
Yeah, so good things about failures is a lot of failure should happen in testing grounds. Okay, so recently I was going through I am going through accelerator program wherein my business coaches presently are people who have raised somewhere between $1 million to $3 million recently. These are all entrepreneurs who have scaled to a mid-segment company where they have employees ranging from 80 people to 300 people. Right, that is my next stage to learn from them. So they taught me. So I'm going through this program as well. So learning is always there. So they taught me recently, a couple of days back, about a concept called as entrepreneurial experimentation. Okay, so this opened up a new path for me. Basically, they say that entrepreneurs are more like scientists in business. Okay, so we have scientists in science doing on core technology. They might be salaried. Basically, as a career, they would be employees in some very core tech companies. But entrepreneurs are more like scientists in business. And when it comes to CAs, chartered accountants, they're more like doctors for business. Okay. So as a scientist for business, your first thing should be to put basic things in your idea. Um, Create that minimal product. Do not sit on perfection. So for example, on perfection as in getting that right website, that right software. I have spent 1 year building a software, which was my second venture, which was my first failure. I spent 1 year. We raised money. We had a team of 10 in Bangalore. We had amazing office. I spent more than 8 lakhs on development, and it did not even make a sale of 1 rupee, right? But end of it, we closed one big client, and everything was paid off. But the industry did not survive after that, and we had to call a close on that company. But what I learned in that was, even though I became very good in project management, handling developers, getting a product done on timeline, learning about all this Trello project management kind of softwares and stuff. Definitely, this failure of mine added a lot of skills to me. But what it taught me as a businessman was that I had to ask the customers first. Okay, uh, if you know Dunzo, Swiggy, all of these guys, they started as a WhatsApp group. Okay, and probably if you know Wow Momos and McDonald's and Domino's, they all started as a small restaurants. They probably did not pay rent also for first year of their business, because they started out of garages, or they shared resources with somebody else. Starbucks first outlet was shared with a hotel, right? Because it is not that they cannot afford or they were very poor. It is being smart. Um, Basically, you test waters first, and see what else can be done with that idea, and ensure that you are very clear with whom are you going to sell this idea to. Who is your customer is very, very, very important. And creating surveys around that target segment, asking their advice on this. These should be random people. Again, do not ask your friends and family. Obviously they'll tell something positive. Go to random people, go into malls, create surveys, take feedback from them. right? So these should be random people who are very honest and harsh enough to tell you that, boss, this does not work out. I don't want to pay for this, right? So then you say, what else can you pay for, right? So experimentation itself should lead to a lot of failures, so that with spending less time and money, you learn upfront that what not to be done. Okay, so that is really important. Uh, and out of every problem out of every mistake you do, as Ganya rightly said, learning is very important. So once you have burnt your hands, once you know that this will not work out, you have to probably encrypt it in your mind that I am not going to do this mistake ever again. And if it is next venture, I'm going to make sure that this thing is either outsourced to somebody who does it better, or I will not go for it at all, right? So that I implemented. So after my company, wherein I spent completely on software myself, building custom software, we had a technical co-founder who had his own problems, who left us in between, right? We started together, he left me in between. I had raised money from an investor. There was very much pressure on reaching deployment of product. uh, I had huge rent of my office coming in. We were in very prime location in Bangalore. We were near Orion Mall, right? For an outsider, it was very fancy because I had raised funds at a very early stage and it was all cool. But internally, it was really pain running that business, because they were not customer, paying customers. Even if you did not have that software, even if you had that simple WhatsApp group, but people paying for you, the team gets motivated. So one basic rule saying for every business is sales heals all. So if you have sales, if the money is coming in, no matter a technical co-founder, your marketing co-founder or the operations co-founder, everybody is happy because they know that people are valuing what you're building for. So paying customers first, next your platform or software or product or whatever. Third is your team. That is how the thing should be built. Yeah, thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sathwik, sir, can you tell us like how did the clubs in college help you?
Right. So basically, clubs in the colleges are, of course, a group of like-minded people there. To be frank, as Sharath was already mentioning that is the college is the best place to build your personality, right? So my first ever event was in third semester, and that was through ESL. That is, I was also not even a part of ESL, but still, I did an event called Career Fair to recruit interns for my startup, right? So that is where the journey started there. But after that, I got to know that there are many clubs in the college. That was my first exploration of clubs in this college. I didn't even know ASL existed at that time, not just ASL, but all a concept called club in our college. But when I got to know, I also learned that there is clubs not just for a technical study or education in this college, but also for literature and many other stuff, right? So irrespective of what you are interested in, irrespective of what branch or stream of study you are into, it is very much important for you to get into a group of people and join hands with them in towards something, right? Let's say, for an example, in each and every semester, I would make sure that I organize an event irrespective of with what club it is. And in the in my seventh semester, I guess, I started a whole new club in VVC, that is Astronomy Club of VVC, right? So there I had to convince a lot of people, right? That is, when I went and proposed this club to our HOD. Of course, they were okay with it. They were interested, but again, they wanted to make sure, will we be able to get students' interest for this, right? Because there were already a lot of clubs, and most of them were inactive. And would the college be willing to, invest that sum for to inaugurate or to start this club? right? So then we ran. What we did was just like using WhatsApp group itself, the VVC CRs group. We notified students about them, and we asked them to convey their opinion on starting an astronomy club in this college, and we got a huge response there. And then we had to go ahead and convince the principal and other people to, of course, invest for the launch of the club. What we asked for was for almost 50K, but the college was willing to pay more than almost 1 lakh, just because of seeing how the students are interestedly coming in for this, and how well it went, right? So we also invited Satish Dhawan Aircraft Center's ex-director, and also some retired scientists from ISRO, right? So that was a great event, and that was a great success, and the club is still up and running. So this is where my personality got built, right? So this is where I learned team management. This is where I learned how to convince people to believe in your idea and invest on it. And this is where I learned how to execute things. So of course, clubs in this college has played a very vital role in building my personality.
Oh, thank you, sir. Prakash, sir, were you part of ESL Aspera? If yes, how much did Aspera help you?
Okay, so I was not part of ESL, unfortunately, but the clubs or ESL didn't help me a lot because I was not part of it. But the college helped me a lot by providing free space and access to Wi-Fi, power backup, and so on. So that too at the time when I needed the most. But what I feel is that one should join such clubs to get more info in their interested domain, or if they're starting a startup, because I learned most of the things the hard way. For instance, I had to register at STPI, that is Software Technology Park of India, to get a Softex certification. For every invoice, we are supposed to get Softex certification. Apart from that, we are supposed to get LUT, that is letter of undertaking, that the GST will not be applicable for us because we are doing software export. And then comes one other this thing part, that is DGFT, that is the Director General of Foreign Trade. We are supposed to get IEC, that is Importer Exporter Certificate. So there are so many things involved, and probably it's best to get knowledge when you're studying.
So, according to you, what's better, jobs or startups?
Personally, it's up to the individual because there is the risk in both startup as in job as well. Because in startup, of course, the risk is losing client or not getting client at all. The same goes to the job. So if anybody is working in a company and if that company is not doing well, obviously they'll fire. So it's up to their circumstances, but I would really prefer startup because you'll be working in the same field and you'll be fulfilling your dreams. You'll be really interested in your domain. In a job, you might be working really hard in the field which you're not really interested.
Okay, sir. So Sharath, sir, what is one piece of practical advice you would give to someone who's starting out? Sharath, sir.
Yeah, sorry, there's a lag. Yeah. So I got the question. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Yeah. So first thing is considering that students who have come here want to figure this out, start getting into more events, first thing, and open up your mind for not only engineering but also for world around you. Okay. You need not need a domain expertise or industry knowledge to start something new, because as you can see that most of us there are three entrepreneurs here, two of us, me and Sathwik, had to get into technology, which is, I mean, something similar to us. But in contrast, Prakash was a mechanical engineer who is doing the core work of software, which is amazing. And me being into EC, which is kind of more familiar to computer science kind of work, I am into agriculture kind of business. But that does not mean I don't use my technical skills. And Sathwik again is in a whole different industry, which is into fashion and well-being and stuff like that. So just because you join engineering does not matter, does not mean that you should be only in engineering. Obviously, you have to focus on your studies and maintain attendance. That is mandatory. You should see world as in a different lens. Probably start seeing problems around you which can be solved through technology. Because if you're not including technology in whatever you do in today's world, uh, it is just another enterprise. The main differentiating factor from a startup and any other business, which is traditional business, is the implementation of technology and scale of doing things. Okay. So if you consider me as a business, I can open probably a vegetable shop and start selling, right? That is something anybody can do. But we do have a very strong software which can scale across India, and we have a model wherein we not only empower farmers but also empower these small shops. There are a lot of blue collar job people who were cab drivers, who were auto drivers. In lockdown they did not have any income, but they started a vegetable shop. Now they're not able to sustain because the market is open again. So we help them to get additional online orders. So we are adding value to a small retailer as well in a supply chain. So what you can do with your idea and how many people can you uplift is one thing. And in the same process, how can you reach seamlessly to a lot of people? And in today's world, that can obviously happen only through internet, right? So first thing is recognizing the problem. Second thing is recognizing how you can make money out of it. Third thing is getting your friend into it who is not same like you, who is opposite of you. So for example, my partner right now is in opposite, literally 180 degree of whatever I think and whatever I do. His approach is very different. His skills are different, and it complements. So getting a person who is opposite does not mean that you keep on fighting as partners. Aligning a person who has very different skills which you do not have, and getting him to like the idea and what you can become one day, right? So entrepreneur can only sell his idea of where he can go. It is basically you become, astrologer saying that in future, in next 5 years, I will become this. You start enchanting your own future for your co-founders, for your first 10 people in your team, for your investors, for your initial customers, right? So it is all about storytelling as well. And that is happening for me right now. Even though we can afford salaries for few people, for example, for me to get a 10-year experienced person from Big Basket or anybody else who's getting paid more than 25 lakhs per year, I cannot pay him so much. But what I'm doing right now is telling that where we can be next 5 years, and that is what they will buy. Right? So it is storytelling is definitely important. That is crucial. And right after this, you should set yourself 3 months of limit for this, because without a deadline, we Indians do not work. That is that is in our blood. You have to define deadline for yourself, saying that okay, next 3 months I'm going to do this. I'm going to put up a very basic website. It need not look very fabulous, but I will go talk to, let's say, 500 people this month, and at least get 10 people to pay for this, or 10 people to create, give feedback for this, right? So your target should be next 3 months, at least some money has to come in. You don't have to create a current account, give your personal account, right? The business should at least start making some money. And this is not mandatory for all. See, if it is a deep tech startup, if you're doing something very much in artificial intelligence and machine learning, you should be able to attract at least potential clients who see interest in this. That interest might be in terms of uh, they are giving you appointment, or signing an MOA with them, or getting some kind of engagement that becomes a proof saying that okay, a bigger company is looking, which needs this deep tech solution, right? So you need some kind of credibility from a third party, be it your business to business customer or your end consumer if you're serving to them within 3 months. Because if you're sitting and ideating, you will be sitting and ideating for a whole year. And what happens after certain points is you think so much about this idea, you create some 5 6 models saying that okay, I'll do this also, I'll do this also, I'll do that also. Your mind gets saturated and you basically you give up on that. So too much planning is also not required. Planning, execution, again, learning from mistakes, planning, execution, that is how it should be, right? uh, so that is how, I mean, that is the lean way of doing it actually.
Oh, thank you, sir. So coming to the end of the event, this is one last question for all the three panelists. Is there anything we are leaving out that needs to be addressed?
I think there has to be a more structural approach for Aspera. Aspera really has a lot of potential. Um, I mean, there has to be activities more on how it can complement the incubation space we have. Uh, Aspera in our batch used to miscommunicate to a lot of folks who had a lot of potential. For most of my friends, that you know uh, you say these were the practical people. I think Prakash was one of them. you know, uh, they were very potential people who said, "You say Aspera and it is only like college fest. What entrepreneurship is happening there?" Right? And I used to advocate for Aspera and tell my friends to join, come join with us and stuff like that. And I used to feel inside that what really are we doing in entrepreneurship as students, right? So I need there should be a more structural approach to Aspera, wherein students are led to do something in real world, something like an accelerator program which can complement both Aspera and our incubation, amazing incubation space. I think that will give a gap filling and probably uh, what I say eye-opening approach for students on if they would really want to go for entrepreneurship or not, right? So that is, I think, is one thing is needed. And um, yeah, more work on getting out in market and not doing only in campus trainings for entrepreneurship, but giving some small amount of money, or telling students to put their own money and run something out of campus. I think that is something very much needed in entrepreneurship.
Oh, yes, sir. Sure, we'll work on making things possible, as you said. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank all our panelists for coming out and giving time in their busy schedule. We learned a lot from today's event. I would like Soundarya to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Ganya. A warm and graceful afternoon to our panelists, worthy teachers, and everyone present here. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks speech and acknowledge the contribution of those who worked really hard to make this event a successful one. I, Soundarya Shivram, on the behalf of Aspera ESL of VVCE, extend my most sincere thanks to Dr. B. Sadashive Gowda, Principal of VVCE, for being our pillars of strength. I would like to extend my vote of thanks to Dr. G.B. Krishnappa, Dean of Research and Development of VVCE. Thank you, sir. Of course, a big thank you to our panelists, Mr. Prakash, Mr. Sharath Patil, and Mr. Sathwik, who spared time from their busy schedule to grace this occasion. Today, we had the opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely encourage us in our future events. Thank you so much. I express my heartfelt gratitude to our faculty coordinator, Professor M.D. Mudassir from ISC department. Thank you, sir. Professor Megha from CSC department. Thank you, ma'am. I also express my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Lokesh C, coordinator of ESL, for his constant support. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I thank all the participants for being a part of this event. Finally, I would like to thank all the professors of VVCE for your presence. Thank you, one and all.
Okay, thank you, Soundarya and Ganya. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You're audible,
Yeah.
sir.
In person, I'd like to convey my thanks to the panelists, Mr. Sharath Patil and Prakash and Sathwik for your continuous support for the various events that has been conducted by Vidyavarka College of Engineering. I expect and I extend a same type of support and your guidelines in future also. Thanks a lot for being the part of this event. And on behalf of VVCE and ESL Aspera and IAC, thanks a lot for the panelists. Thank you very much.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for all the participants for your kind patience and kind cooperation. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Sharath. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, so I have a YouTube channel which puts my logs of running the startup every week. So I would share the link with Lokesh sir and
Sure.
request him to put on the chat for these participants.
Sure.
Basically, this is a YouTube channel I'm running for all entrepreneurs my stage and in initial stage for them to see what all I'm learning every week and implementing in the business.
Yeah. Sure. With your permission, for all of you, like Sharath, Prakash, and Sathwik, I'd like to add you people to our Aspera team, so that we'll be knowing what are the events that are going, and you can also give your suitable suggestions. With your permission, I'll add you people to the group. Is it fine?
Sure. Yeah.
We want
Sure,
your
sir, sure.
valuable suggestions and guidance. Sure. Thank you.
In Fund My Crop, how you are creating revenue?
Sharath, you have a question.
Yeah. So we have two kinds of sales, sir. Basically, we supply to these existing retail shops, which are 10 by 10 square feet shops, and we do hyperlocal delivery from them. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are clear. Yeah, you're clear.
Yes.
Yes, so we supply to these shops, and from these shops we do hyperlocal delivery. So what problem we found out was when Big Basket and others are there in business from more than 10 years in online grocery market, they are not able to crack the freshness, the problem of freshness, because the transit time is high. They load orders on the vehicle and they roam around. But the vegetables and fruits are, since they spoil very easily, they have to be distributed first and given on a short period of time. So we deliver to the shops which act like nodes, and on the software you can see the nearest shop partnered with Fund My Crop, and from there you get delivery orders delivered within an hour. And from these shops, deliveries happen like something like Swiggy on a two-wheeler. So we make 10% margins on supply to the shops from the nearest farmer group, and we make 15% margin for giving additional sales to the shop. And for our farmers also, we give services like agro advisory and agro input, so we make money from them as well. So this platform provides value to all in the process and also makes money from everybody.
So what is the total percentage of revenue you generate out of it?
As in on the selling cost, if the customer is buying 100 rupees worth of product, we make around 30 rupees as a margin in different aspects. So 5 rupees we might make from the farmer, 10 rupees we might make from the retail partner, we might make 15% from the end consumer. Almost 30% is our profit share. Yeah.
So it will be equal in all regions whenever you go on developing, even in Bangalore in future.
Yes, this model was actually built for Bangalore only. but we had to pivot in Mysore and prove to investor that we have made made it possible in Mysore and we can go for Bangalore. So in Bangalore, within last 2 weeks, we have onboarded more than 40 shops. We are determining farmer groups near Hoskote and Chikballapur to connect to them. So there is a huge market in Bangalore actually.
Okay. So what is the initial investment required actually, like when you are starting up?
We invested some 2 lakhs max to max. Preliminary it was for our sustaining and we work from home basically, and then we had to invest on basic software to get things on ground. But we
To
did a lot
create
of
the website and all.
yeah, we bought a third party software as of now. We haven't developed. We put up a very basic website, but we bought software from a third party who sells it on a subscription basis on monthly basis, so that there is no upfront costs.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So I put up my YouTube channel link in the chat. Guys, you can follow. I just have 10 small subscribers, my dear friends following me.
Sure. With your permission, I'll forward it in the college group also, Sharath.
Yeah, please,
Is that
please,
fine?
please,
Sure,
please.
sure. Any questions from the audience? Any clarifications with respect to the panelists? Okay. If no questions, means I'd like to convey my thanks to all the panelists and the participants. Thanks for joining. Thank you very much. Prakash and Sathwik, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I'll be signing off. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.